everyone, and welcome back to Oso Victoria, where I sell on Etsy and Poshmark and eBay. And what I'm going to do today is go over what sold the last 2 weeks of February. Okay, you guys, let's go over what sold on Etsy, Poshmark, Artfire, and eBay in the last 2 weeks of February. I am going to start, I do have one sale on February 15th that I didn't include the last 2 weeks, so I'm going to throw that in also. And so it'll be from the February 15th, but mostly from the 16th to February 29th, because it was leap year this year. And hopefully you grabbed yourself a guy if you're ladies and went out dancing, because I know I did, and I had a great time. I went dancing a couple of times on some of my trips, and I'll post those videos of when we went to Wind River Casino in Reading, and also some of the thrift store hauls. I will do a short clip of some of the thrift stores I went to in Reading and some of the great deals I found. And stay tuned for that one coming up also. And we also went dancing. It was First Friday Art Walk this last Friday in March, because I'm filming this March 7th. And so on March 6th, we went to the First Friday Art Walk, and we did some really cool dancing at some of the places there. And I will put together a short clip of a video of what it's like in Ashland on a First Friday Art Walk. Okay, so let's get into what sold for the last 2 weeks of February. And the first thing I have here is a vintage 1960s red nylon negligee. It had a lace trim, kind of a pin-up look nightgown. It was a size large, and I got that at the estate sale, so it was $1.23. I listed it in January 27th, so it took about 2 weeks to sell, and I sold this one on eBay. And my profit on this was $21.76. And I guess at the end I will show you all of my gross profits, my net profit, my fees, and the cost of goods. So stay tuned for that, because or just skip really fast to the end of it and you'll catch on what it is. Okay, and so the next item I sold on Etsy, and it was this vintage 1970s Damon dress, and it was a size 22 and a half. It had a union label, and what back then in the vintage time in the 70s, the half sizes were considered petite. That's before they started marking everything as a petite size. And so it was 22 and a half. It was a semi-sheer. It was sold at, had tags, so it was dead stock. And so it was sold at Capwell's. I have no idea what Capwell's is. I imagine it's was a department store somewhere. I didn't research that. So anyway, it was a semi-sheer 1970s dress with the border print. And I had listed that January 30th. And like I said, it sold February 16th for $72. It cost me $1.23, one of the items I got at the estate sale. And so my profit on that was $59.97. And then back over on Etsy, on my Cameron D collectible shop on Etsy, I sold this vintage wood sewing box. I threw in some little vintage goodies, buttons and pins and stuff in the box also, and it sold for $38. I had listed it last August. I had it for quite a while, so I don't know where I bought it or how much I paid for it, because it's something I pulled out of my studio and just thought, okay, I'm going to get this thing listed so I could see if somebody wants to buy it, and somebody did for $38. And when I was listing this, what I had to figure out was the weight, because it was quite heavy. Although the shipping was $16.14, and it went to Minnesota. So I don't know what area district code the post office uses for the different areas around the country. So that's how they determine what the shipping charge is going to be. looks like they paid shipping on this. So it cost them $54, or actually $58 with tax, and they paid shipping. Um, so the shipping was $16.14. My profit on that was $32.90. And my next sale was on Poshmark on February 21st. This Friends t-shirt on Poshmark, and I picked it up at a yard sale in Bandon over at the coast for $1.40, and I sold it for $12. And my profit on that was $7.65. And then I have over on my Etsy Oh So Victoria shop these vintage 1970s Wrangler women's pants with plaids. They were sucker size 11-12. They were wide leg with cuffs. And those sold February 22nd for $76, and they got shipped to Sweden. And so the buyer paid shipping for that, which was $23.28. They cost me $2.50, and I bought them at an estate sale. Probably my favorite estate people I go to, where I buy a lot of bulk goods. And my profit on that was $67.21. And after that, I sold this very super large. It was the king, called the king size 5X, 6X, for tall and big men. It was a vintage terry cloth towel wrap, and that sold for $25. I also bought that at an estate sale for $1.23. I listed it February 14th, and it sold February 23rd. My profit on that was $20.35. And after that one, I sold also my Etsy Oh So Victoria was this vintage 60s silver sequin beret hat. Really cool. A disco hat was one of the keywords. And it had the price tags attached, so it was also dead stock. And I had listed that in August of this last summer. I picked it up at an estate sale for $1.53. It sold February 24th, and my profit on that was $23.27. And then over on eBay, I sold this Pro Celebrity Rare Bear Air Racing Crew polo shirt, a men's extra large. It had the name Dave on it, so hopefully it went to somebody named Dave, because this was on eBay. I sold that for $38.50. I had picked it up at a gospel rescue mission over in Brookings, over on the coast. I paid $1 for them. I actually picked up 3 shirts similar. One was a woman's, and the woman's shirt said Beverly on it. And then there was another men's shirt also, but this was the only one that sold so far. I had listed those in November 27th of last year. It sold, like I said, February 24th, and my profit on that was $27.42. And my eBay shop's name is Oh So Victoria. Yeah. Okay, back over on Etsy. Yes, I sold this. Oh, I did get a review on this. She loved it. She said she called it a soft nightie. So it was this vintage 70s Komar nightgown and robe. Had green leaves. So it's kind of like a negligee, but it's not quite as sexy as a negligee would be. So it was the nightgown and the little pinwa that went over it. And I also picked this up at an estate sale for $1.23. And I don't know when I have it listed, but I probably listed it in January or sometime. And I sold it February 25th for $24 for the set. And my profit on that was $21.22. And so how I decide to price items, I do my comps. I mean, I'll look on Etsy and try to find similar items and see what the middle price range are for those items. And then over on eBay, I sold this new with tags, Bob Mackie wearable art. This was a really cool top. I really like Bob Mackie. I think when I showed in a haul this shirt a couple of weeks ago, this is one of the ones I got down in Reading at one of the Reading thrift stores. In fact, Miranda's Rescue. Oh no, not in Reading. It was in Eureka, a Eureka thrift store. She had, well, that particular thrift store had great deals on clothing, and I walked in and it was a 50% off day. So I had listed it on February 20th of this year, and it sold February 25th. I had it listed for $28. The buyer offered me $22. I accepted it, and then they paid $5 shipping. And because I go through the eBay shipping program, my shipping on the cost to this shirt was $3.67. So I made $24.55 on this. The shirt cost me $1.99. So it would have been like $4 half off, cost me $1.99. And I did pick up another Bob Mackie. I'll show that in the next haul I do from some of the thrift stores that I was in when we were down in Reading. Okay, so that's where we went from Eureka to Reading. Hard to keep track of all these little traveling stores I go to. Okay. And then back over on Poshmark, I sold this Christine Tyler Intimate Sheer Blue chemise. It sold for $16. This was given to me by my son in a pile of clothes that he left in bins in my living room. So it didn't cost me anything. I had listed it January of this year, and it sold on the 27th of February, and my profit on that was $12.80. And back over on my Etsy shop, I really like this little crop top. It's just cute and fun and something I would have worn when I was 16. Anyway, this vintage 60s yellow crop top with the eyelet trim, the ruffle neck, and it had some discoloration on a little bit of the lace and underneath, but I disclosed that. And it sold for $20. I also picked this up at an estate sale for $1.23. So when I keep saying $1.23, that is the estate sale I went to 2 days in a row. The first day I spent $300, I believe, and bought my back seat was full of bags and bags and bags and bags of clothes. And I think my front seat was full of it too. And so that came from the first day of the estate sale to where everything I bought turned out to be $1.23. And then on the second day of that estate sale is when I bought those 81 pairs of shoes and everything there. I spent $200, so everything at that point cost me $1.52. So that's where the $1.23, $1.52 from that one estate sale I went to in this last summer in July or August. So I listed this on February 18th. It sold February 28th. Like I said, for $20. So my profit on that was $16.45. And let's see, back over on Poshmark, I sold these Adidas D Rose Adiprene Geofit basketball shoes. They were really cool, but they were a small size 5.5, so 5.5. And these were given to me by my son-in-law, Donnie, up in Corvallis. And so they didn't cost me anything, but I shared the profits with him. And so I earned $32. So he gets 16 and I get 16. And I actually listed these in October, the end of October, and they sold it February 28th. And I feel like I had them for a long time, but I guess maybe that's not so super long. October, November, December, January, February. Okay. And then back over, I have my Artfire. I think this is my one Artfire sale of the last 2 weeks. Was this vintage 1950s men's shirt and swim shorts pattern. And I sold it for $22. And I usually price patterns at 25 cents because I have no idea. I've had them forever. So I actually had this listed in March of 2014, and it sold February 28th. Like I said, for $22. I don't remember when I bought it. Could have been in part of my collection or those 7 boxes, banana boxes of patterns I picked up for $10 a box. Anyway, my profit on that was $20.24. And the last thing that sold in the month of February was this vintage 70s men paisley striped shirt from Montgomery Ward. I listed this September 22nd of last year, and it sold February 29th of this year for $34. And I picked it up at the estate sale for $1.52. And I think I recall when I looked on their website at, at estatesale.net, although this estate sale also posts on Facebook, they were showing these shirts. They were selling these shirts for $10, but nobody picked it up the first day. So on Sunday, when I went back, I just shoved a bunch of stuff in bags, plus the 81 pairs of shoes. So I got it for $1.52. So my profit on that was $30.48. And so that was it for everything for February. And I hope it helps just knowing what I'm picking up, what I'm paying for it, where I'm picking them up at, how long I've had them listed for, and when they sell. I know it's not a lot of things, but basically I do this part-time. And I don't know if I mentioned that my Artfire shop is called Penelope Rose. I want to throw that in there too. So let me go over the final fees of what I've earned for the last 2 weeks of February. The gross sales of all these items was $469.50. My fees were $74.05. And my cost of goods was $16.08. And that's because there was one that I didn't know, that was the sewing basket. 2 of the items were free, one for my son, one for my son-in-law, and one was a pattern that I kind of just do for 25 cents, and I don't even throw that in the cost of goods anymore. And so my net profit on all this was $379.37, which is a nice little chunk of change for a lot of work. Although I do enjoy out thrifting, it could get tiring, but that's why I enjoy going to different towns with my husband when he goes and plays cribbage. I could go check out the different thrift stores and find things. But I really don't want to find too much because I have a studio full of vintage that I need to haul out and get listed. So I'll be doing this for many years ahead. And so this money, this $379 goes back into the business to buy more things or to go traveling when I spend money food, or I think I might be going to Belize with my children in May, and all my sales will be paying for that trip. So that's why I do this for now. And so anyway, you see the totals up there, and I'll break it down shop by shop. And so I sold 7 items on Etsy, on my Oso Victoria Etsy shop. So the total sales there was $279. That was my top selling shop for those 2 weeks. And then I sold one thing on my Etsy Cameron D shop, and that was sold for $38. And one thing on my Artfire shop for $22. 3 items on my Poshmark shop for a total of $68. And 3 things on my eBay shop for a total of $82.50. And like I said, I'm a part-time seller. And I don't list as often as I should. If I get more into the listing, then I probably would make more money. It's kind of just how business works. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it, and I thank you for watching. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And as I said, I'm going to show you a haul of what I picked up in Reading. Trying to remember what town I went to in Reading. And then I have some of the places I went, the casino down there and the Friday night art walk. And I'll be showing those also. So if you have any questions or if there's something in particular you're interested in seeing, just shoot me the message down below in the comments, and I'd be more than happy to answer anything you're curious about. Until next time, bye.